LightJunction.com.
Illuminate your world.
Look at you, boy. Look at you.
Hi, my name's Allan. I'm the warehouse manager here at LightJunction and a very frequent customer. This month we're going to start letting me help you load out your gearbox for various different reasons. We're going to start out with camping, and I'm going to go over my picks today of, we're going to do kind of 3 tiers, kind of a budget pick, a premium pick, and what I consider an extravagant pick, which is stuff that I probably can't afford to buy all at once, but would like to. So to start you off and kind of give you an understanding of why I picked the things I did. I grew up in the Midwest in a military family in a small town, and I was raised with my dad teaching me no matter where you go, you want to have 2 things with you. You want to have a blade and you want to have a light. So that's kind of the motivation for the things I picked in these. First up, on the budget one, we've got the Terrastar LightStar 300. 300 lumen light, gives you a lot of bang for your buck, and it takes AA batteries, which to me is a plus because they're easy to find and cheap to buy. No matter where you're at, you should be able to find AA's if you need them, and you should be able to afford them. So this is the light I picked for this first one here. But to kind of cut down on how often you have to go hunting for AA's, also going to give you in a loop charger with 4 AA's. If you don't know in a loop, talk to somebody that knows rechargeable batteries, and I promise you they will know in a loop. This is one of the most recognized and respected brands out there. Not only does it hold its power output really well, but it stores really well. If you have a couple months between camping trips, have this stored in your closet, not to worry. By the time you pick it back up, it will still have a charge. These things hold their charge forever. To round out this one, we've got the Victorinox Swiss Army knife. This is the classic Victorinox knife. Everybody knows this knife. I'm sure you've probably had one at some point in your life, probably lost it, but now you got a chance to get another one to replace it. It's your little standard knife, small enough to fit in your pocket or even on your keychain. Has your blade, has your screwdriver, toothpick, tweezers in there, you know, all your basic little tools. And that rounds out my budget picks. I'm try and move this box out of the way as stealthily as possible on it there. Did not work out how I planned. That was pretty noisy. Alright, next we're going to move on to my premium picks. Built this one around this Olight S30R. This is a great light, 1000 lumens, has a magnetic tail cap, and the tail cap you can use like for work areas, working on your car, whatever. You can kind of throw it up there and hold the light in place. Big thing I like about this is, you may have noticed that this pick doesn't include a charger with it. That's because this light actually includes a charger. Right in here it's got a tiny little charging dock cradle that plugs into any USB port. Comes with the cable that does the micro USB from the charger to the port, and there's also a built-in external USB on the dock, so you can actually daisy chain another device. So if you're charging this in your car, you can still charge your cell phone too. It plugs right into the other side of the charger dock. Great little light. It's one of my personal favorites actually. And in case that battery dies on you that comes with it, because it does include an Olight 3400 milliamp hour battery, we're going to include another little Xstar 18650 for you. And we're going to throw in some Energizer non-rechargeable CR123s. Then we're going to bump you up to a little bit bigger pocket tool here. Again, you've got your knives and tools in there. It's the Leatherman Squirt ES4. It's going to be a little bulkier, but also a little sturdier than the Victorinox. That's not a knock against Victorinox. I love that brand. But when you get a little bigger, you're able to get a little more thicker metal, so it's going to be naturally a little sturdier. Great knife. Again, still small enough to put on your keyring if you want. Then to round that out, we are going to throw in what has quickly become a little favorite gadget around here, the True Utility Fire Stash. In this little tiny metal pill looking thing, there's actually a lighter screwed in there, so you can have that for starting your campfires or whatever when you go out. So that'll round out the premium picks. And then we'll move on. Man, I cannot move those boxes quietly. We'll move on to my extravagant picks here. And we'll start off with the BC40 SE from Jebme. Now this one, 980 lumens. You'll notice that's 20 less lumens than the S30R, and some people will ask me, because they get stuck on lumens, why would you do that? Yes, it's 20 less lumens, but 350 meter beam distance on this one. This thing will throw pretty far. To put that into perspective, this Olight that was 1,000, that's 160 meter beam distance. So we're talking over double the beam distance on this one. Now you will immediately notice it's a bigger light. But what I like about this light in particular, it's got the bigger, deeper head to add for the throw, but the body is very tactically and sport inspired, so it's got that thinner body that allows you to still throw it in your pocket. It's not going to overload your pants pocket when you throw it in there. The head will hang out a little bit, but I've not found it cumbersome when I've carried one around before. I really like this light. And that light is powered by either 4 CR123s or 2 18650s. So to help you power that, we're going to include 4 3400 milliamp hour Olight 18650 batteries and 8 Energizer non-rechargeable batteries. And to help you charge those 18650s, we're going to include one of my personal favorite chargers, the Xstar XP4. Now, some people have asked me about this charger, why it's my favorite. Some people like having the LED screens on top. What I like is this has some features that not a lot of other chargers have. One, the LED lights are actually a pretty intuitive system. It's got a couple different light stages to tell you the stages of charging and everything. And two, I think the reason they don't have a display on there in the lights instead is you can actually charge external devices off this one. It actually has a little USB port, and if you pop in a charged 18650 in here, without having it plugged into a wall or anything, you can take this on your camping trip with you and plug an external USB device in. So your cell phone, your tablet, whatever, you can actually charge it off one of the extra 18650 batteries you have using this charger. That's an awesome feature to me, especially if I'm spending days out camping. I've been camping in the desert before where there's nothing around. I mean, we would go literally 2 days without seeing another human soul out there. So it would have been nice to have one of these at that time. We're also going to throw in the True Utility Fire Stash in this one. And then, instead of a pocket tool, I'm going to bump you up to the Benchmade 556S pocket knife. Now, knife people will know Benchmade is a good name to hear when you're talking about a pocket knife. They make good, sturdy, dependable knives. This one's got a nice, lightweight polymer handle. Got a clip so you can clip it to your pocket, and it's a pretty sturdy clip. Some clips will get kind of loose over time, but this one feels like it's going to age pretty well. It feels pretty sturdy, so you shouldn't worry about losing it off your pocket. It should hang on pretty well. Got a blade lock for safety. And speaking of the blade, I chose this one because it's got straight edge and then the partial serration. When you're camping, hiking, mountain climbing, things like that, you're going to like this partial serration. Anytime you need to cut rope or a harness or anything, the partial serration is going to work a lot better for that than the straight edge. But it does still have the half straight edge blade for the people that like the straight edge. So all around, really nice knife. I really like this. And I think that about wraps us up. And I just realized I did not include any pricing information on this, so I'm going to have my cameraman Brian add that into the comments under the video because I forgot to do it as I went along. All right, good to go. Take a sip here.